Live. Let's give it like 60 seconds for everybody to come in, but while everybody is coming in, when you start, before we start, maybe drop where you're joining from in the chat today. We would love to hear you guys. We're learning that we want to get you guys a little bit more involved, so definitely drop any thoughts you have in the chat as well today. But we'll give it maybe 30 more seconds and then we can start, I think. Okay, I feel like that's been a substantial amount of time. So 8 releases in 1 week, an agent launchpad going live, our community events almost doubling in size, and we took a little trip to Bali this month. So August has been pretty insane for us, and we are so excited to show you every single thing that we've worked on this month. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm Ruta. As always, we are so excited to have you here and to build alongside you guys and keep you in the loop of everything we have done. A few things of housekeeping. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our LinkedIn and X page, and join our Discord channel to really see what the behind the scenes are like and to get the most out of everything and to learn the most and to have a little bit of fun. So, super excited. We have lots to cover today, so I won't take up too much time. As always, this recording will be posted on our YouTube channel after this, so stay tuned for that. If you're joining in late, or if you join and cut out at any point, feel free to look back at that. And also, if you want to share this to a friend, go ahead because we're about to talk about some really exciting things. So let's get started. First and foremost, today we have Adi once again, who will talk about a little bit about our infrastructure and our protocol, and then some really exciting dev updates as well. So, Adi, whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ruta. Hey guys, hope everyone's doing really well. I know it's been almost, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks since the last community call, but man, we've done so much since then. There's like so many activities that a user can actually take part in now, full fledged. I know last time we spoke about things that were in the pipeline, but these like the things that are in the pipeline are actually like usable and real now. But yeah, let me get started straight up with the first thing is going to be the protocol updates. Um, Obviously, our engineers, our team of about 10 to 15 engineers, they work so hard every month, and they keep cooking and shipping some insane stuff. And this month's one, the August release is actually pretty huge. It's a pretty substantial change. So essentially, two things became true on MOI this month, and they're essentially the same idea from two different sides. State costs something now. It's not a free side effect of execution anymore. You buy a storage run upfront, which is paid in KMOI, and it reserves bytes on an account for you. Write actions consume these bytes, and unused bytes gets refunded to you. Fuel and storage are now separate dimensions. One is for execution, and the other one's for persistence. And more importantly, state also has an owner at this point. If a logic wants to write to your account, it needs your permission. Self access is always fine, which means, which essentially means you've signed it. But let's say foreign rights are denied by default unless and until you publish a policy, and only you, the participant, can change these policies on your account. Remember, we are the participant-centric blockchain, and that's the major shift today. This is enforced at the protocol level now, not by convention. Storage today, and maybe soon assets and keys next. Both are shipped across all four of our like packages. So GoMoi, Pizza, Coco, and the JSMO SDK as well. And we also have a lot of tutorials for you guys on docs from MOI.Technology for this exact purpose as well. So kudos to the dev team. More on the next slide as well about some other changes. So yeah, like I said, August has been a big month. We've had 8 releases across 6 repos, and GoMoi 0. 12.0 is probably the big one. Storage, access control, read logs. Then we've got Pisa 0.8.0 underneath it with Volpe and Volres opcodes and the metering. If you guys want to learn more about it, you can always visit our documentation for each package. Coco 0.9.0 gives you the language surface, the pair clause, and active queries. And JS SDK, JSON SDK 0.8.0 has the policy builders and also auto funding enabled. Then the agent registry, which is something that I've personally been using a lot, and you'll find out why in a couple of slides. Um, we've released a new version of that with a new logic ID, and we've also updated Voyage, which is an important one, which I'll come to in the next slide as well as the MOI wallet extension, which is now fully live on the Google Play Store, Google Chrome Store, and on your app on your iPhone as well. So yeah, that's the full breakdown with everything that was shipped in the month of August. Next, I want to talk about moving to the MOI wallet, and this is an important one. So if you used Voyage in the past with the IOME wallet, um, we've essentially pivoted from IOME wallets to now fully authenticating through the MOI wallet. There are essentially 5 steps for you to do this. So you install your MOI wallet, or either the extension or mobile. You as soon as you install it, you have the option to import an existing wallet by entering your seed phrase. Once you do that, you open Voyage, you click login. Um, yeah, sorry. Yeah, then you essentially select your account and you sign. It's very simple. It automatically migrates everything from IOME to um, the extension. The important thing is it has to be the exact same seed phrase used before. Voyage identifies you by your MOI ID, which comes from your wallet. So same wallet, same profile, same history, same settings. Nothing else needs migrating because nothing actually moved. Um, Extension is like, yeah, then you essentially just approve the you just sign the transaction, approve on your my wallet pop-up, and yeah, another cool thing is you can also actually build interactions using the moi wallet extension and scan with your mobile app phone and sign transactions on your phone. And we're actually building a couple of really cool projects with that. I won't announce what those projects are just yet, but um, yeah, that's the latest on this. There'll also be a blog coming out about this for validators who used to use IOME to teach you guys exactly how to um, access your new account as well. So if you guys have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us on our Discord. And like I said, there's a big blog coming out on this very soon, which we will be talking about. And also for all the releases, we have already published a blog on blogs.MOI.Technology. And you can essentially find a detailed walkthrough of all of our releases, all of our packages, and you can expect this to be a new monthly thing as well. So yeah, that's the latest on the protocol side. Then we've got the Moi Builder series. Um, it's essentially a series that I've been running for the last, let's say, a couple of months, and we've done about 8 episodes so far. Just last week, we discussed how you can, use AI agents to actually make payments on Moi DevNet. And we've done a lot of really cool stuff that we've talked about context inheritance. We've talked about how to create an asset, everything from basics of Moi, all the way to how to make payments using agents. And it just gets better. Every session kind of compounds on the previous one. So the next session, we're going to be talking about context inheritance plus agentic payments. And the session after that, where it's essentially going to be X402 plus context inheritance. So, it's a lot of really, really interesting stuff on these sessions. And as always, builders do actually get bounties of KMOI tokens if you guys join these sessions. So, always feel free to join. We have a group of people who regularly join, and it's always just a fun way to interact with the community and see what kind of ideas you guys have to build as well. And yeah, this happens every second Thursday or Friday. So, keep an eye out on our socials for this. And finally, the Moi Agent Launchpad. So this one goes out to anyone who's technical, anyone who's non-technical, literally everybody who wants to learn anything about Moi, or anyone who just wants to do anything with agents at this point. We've created a platform which allows you to deploy your own AI agent in 60 seconds with no cost associated with it. And the most important point is that you can actually register this agent on the MOI DevNet on a registry. So we have about 10 agent templates live right now: a weather agent, a job search agent, a daily digest agent. You can essentially spin up a MOI agent within 60 seconds, and you can also publish it on a marketplace you've created. For now, the marketplace is just a free marketplace. So, if you've come up with an innovative agent that you want to essentially, publish and show off, you can do that. Eventually, we will be having a feature where it can be paid, but for now, it's just going to be a free, just a fun way to interact with the community. And for someone who's not used AI agents before, this is probably the best way to get your hands dirty, because we walk you through every step of setup without you having to write a single line of code. Um, and Yeah, once again, it's completely free. All that everyone says about AI agents are hard to learn, or they're difficult to understand, as well as the fact that they're expensive, is not true anymore, because we made the steps so simple. So 60 seconds, how many of AI agents you want to, and yeah, that's pretty much from my side. Thank you so much, guys. Always open to discussing ideas with people. Anyone who wants to hear anything new, um, or anyone who wants to build a project on Moi, you know where to reach us. And yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Adi. As a college student, free 99 is always something I as live by as a motto. So all of you guys should take advantage of all of these things. We have so much that we're doing in mind for you. So please drop it in the chat, what you're gonna do. Or just go take a look. Adi's a very friendly face. Join the Builder series. I know everybody can learn something from it, even people that don't have a technical expertise or background. But now that we've done shipping on the infrastructure and talked a little bit more about, what are things that we're doing for you guys today, we actually get to talk to someone who's going to tell us about what we're actually building on the ecosystem right now. And to talk a little bit more about what if credentials weren't just something you stored, but more something you could actually talk to. So today, it is my honor to introduce Pratik today to talk a little bit more about Proofly and everything that it is. So, Pratik, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Thanks for having me. So I'm Pratik and I'm building Proofly, a platform for issuing and verifying intelligent digital credentials like certificates, diplomas, professional achievements. So Proofly is backed by MOI Network, and today, like, I want to talk to you through what we are actually building. And quick framing that, like, today a certificate is almost just like a file or a PDF, an image. There's no real way to verify or know it's genuine without calling the issuing organization directly. So what we are building is a platform where a credential once issued can be independently confirmed as a real by anyone, an employer or another institute or a automated system. So talking about Proofly, so there's what we are actually building can be split into three parts. The first is the core infrastructure, the trust layer everything else sits on. That starts with the DID integration. So every organization on Proofly has its own decentralized identity. So when a credential says it's issued by given institute, that is backed by a real and checkable identity, not just a name of field. Sitting alongside that is the decentralized organization registry, and on-chain record of the verified organization on the platform, who they are, that they have been verified and their standing. So the organization is real and approved. So, and the piece that ties this together is on-chain verification. So every credential we issues get an independent tempered evidence record on the chain, on the network. Even if you don't trust Proofly's own server at all, that on-chain record is still checkable completely and independent of us. So next part, the second piece is like what we are calling that AI powered IVC wallet. IVC here meaning intelligent verifiable credentials, and this is the like user facing side where every user will get their wallet for their every credential they have ever received across every organization that ever issued them the credentials, one in all the place. But instead of just a static list, we have built a rack powered credential access that makes this credential an intelligent credential which can actually answer your questions about your own credential strictly on the verified data. So that's powered like by genuine natural language interaction. You can just ask like, is this certificate valid, and it will like real time checks the validation of the certificate on the chain. So other side, like, and the third piece is the security layer. So every organization has its own organization signing keys. Like we don't sign everything with a one shared master key. Each organization own its identity backed by every credential they issue. So verification doesn't require trusting proofly, but directly can verify the organization. We use like proof hashing, so actual sensitive content of the credential never touches the chain. Only an independent tampered evidence fingerprint verifying like privacy and verifiability at the same time. So that's backed by the real DID and blockchain registration. So that's proofly real infrastructure and intelligent wallet experience, a security layer built on MOI from the ground up, like about for the communities and organization. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Pratik. Um, so just to summarize, I think this is more for me than it is for you all, but Proofly is a verifiable intelligence platform where credentials like certificates, maybe your grades, I'm back at school, so I'm really full student mode now. But these things are not just stored, but participant centric, context specific questions can be asked. And it's really interesting to see how this really proves how contextual compute is practically useful. And the verification can move from weeks to minutes. So, really, really cool stuff. I hope that was a good summary of it. Feel free to jump in if it wasn't. But very interesting to also see that this is being built on Moy. So it's real proof that we are here. We're trying to make an impact, and we would love to see, what else will be built on us. So we've talked lots and lots about building today, but I think building doesn't matter if nobody knows about it. And today, Sai from our marketing team is going to show us what's actually getting people to pay attention, what's going on our marketing side, and how we're trying to get more of you to join us on these community events.
Thanks, Ruta. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the marketing updates slide. Yeah. So, before we get into everything that's happening across my, I want to take a slightly different approach today. We obviously have numbers to share, views, impressions, participants, followers, everything. But I think the more interesting question is, what are we going to do with these numbers? Are these numbers actually telling us that we are building something that really people care, or is it really something necessarily required for the people? Because getting these views, or 42 people in game night, that's a peak game night participants that we have in the last one. But yeah, that's the highest game night, and also 64k impressions on X. Everything is great, but the real question is, what is happening after getting these numbers? So does someone who watched our video is becoming curious about Moi, or does someone who joins our game night actually started to understand the ecosystem? Right. So these are the few questions that I have. Also, I'm sure community also have these sort of questions. So we are also thinking in the same direction. So let's talk about the podcast first, from the content to discovery part. So episode 4 is actually out now, and it's been like almost 4 to 5 weeks now. Post our last community call, we have made it live, and that particular video have got us some good traction around the YouTube platform. Cumulatively, it has got us around 1700 plus views, right? And LinkedIn also generated around 8.5k impressions from the video itself, right? But I don't want to look at those numbers and say, like, we actually at a situation that we have very good views. I think the more interesting question is, why would someone who has never heard of Moi stop scrolling and watched a 30-second clip of Moi. So that's the point that we started to understand, because people don't start the journey with Moi as soon as they wake up in the morning. They it's not like they wanting to learn about another protocol or Moi, right? So our job is to start with something human, right? Something they already care about, and then introduce Moi. So that's the direction that we are moving. And that's where we got this thought, okay, let's not just focus on podcast videos, full-fledged podcast videos, where we want to make one podcast video, one long form video, to generate multiple short form videos and content that becomes our content engine, where one conversation can become 10 to 20 or even more pieces of the content, right? So these little pieces of the content will give different perceptions to the people who are looking at it, people who are going through that content. So that's the idea behind it, right? And in one of those pieces, I mean, if one of those pieces reaches someone who has never heard of Moi before, obviously that's where the real value starts, right? And I actually love to hear from the community on this, like what kind of Moi content would make you stop scrolling, right? Not what you think we should post, what would genuinely make you stop, right? This is one suggestion that I also want from the community. So this is where the humanized podcast has been as of now. But this is also one more content direction that we are working on, and I would sincerely want your suggestions also on how you want us to make Moi as an understand in a better fashion, rather than that we are doing currently. So that's one update. And moving on to the game night, why people are showing up is the question that I always have with the game night, right? So obviously our last game night was the seventh one in the series, and we hit our highest live participation so far, like 42 people staying on Discord active for more than 45 minutes is really a big deal, right? That was like 2x increase from the last game night. This time we obviously played Gartic, and it was honestly a good reminder of something very simple, right? So people don't always join communities because they want more information. Sometimes they join because they want to belong somewhere. I mean, they are trying to understand what's happening. Why are they? I mean, we have tried multiple formats, not just Gartic. We also did quiz, and tomorrow we are also doing poker. Not tomorrow, I think Sunday. Yeah, Sunday we have poker format for this game night. So we can keep talking about all these formats. I mean, relating to the different. I mean, related to different formats and stuff. But communities are something that we are all always. I mean, we are already targeting upon. Like, we are getting people from multiple communities at this point. Sometimes someone might discover from Moi and through a game night, but some people are discovering it through other communities as well. So yeah, that's how the game night is been so far. That's where the community journey has started. I mean, I would say that's where the community has really been consistent and showing up every second and fourth Friday by having the game night, right? So yeah. And moving on to the X numbers, there is another experiment, interesting experiment that is happening on X. We have started moving away from just posting to I mean, sort of what do we need to announce today. That was the phase where we were in, but right now we are posting like what people are already talking about today. What is the trend? I mean, what is the happening situation at this point, last hour, what it can be anything, right? So every alternate day we are experimenting with one human relatable narratives around AI, technology, finance, culture, everyday experiences, and trying to loop into the Moi. So that's where the community might have encountered posters. I mean, the content like gas stations, phone conversations, phone payment transactions. Everything relates to Moi, and how can we, improve the current the network, or I mean, not improve. how does MOI make a difference there? And we want to exactly show that, or maybe make people understand that what exactly we are trying to differ from the existing stuff, right? So in July, the X numbers have reached around 64K impressions with 1.75 engagement. So that's really a good number so far from the last 6 months. Again, impressions are not just the goal, because these impressions can mean nothing if nobody remembers what is MOI, right? So I'd rather have uh, 1,000 people, 1,000 people genuinely curious about MOI, rather than having a million people who scroll past us, right? So that's the question we are trying to answer, and I think we are almost there, right? So another interesting thing is pip bot. So this is purely to make community very interactive, and also be a place where this bot acts as an AI moderator also. So this is already live in our Discord. You can chat with it. You can ask questions about MOI, learn about the ecosystem, and even get your Discord rank in MOI server. But this represents something bigger than what just we have launched. We are experimenting with that idea that if community itself becomes an interface for discovering MOI, instead of joining Discord and seeing 100 channels and wondering where do I start, you can actually interact, ask something, explore, learn, and get rewarded for participating, right? So we don't want everybody, people to be in that chaos, like where do I how do I start building an agent, where do I read about my Tesseract, or anything, be it a dev, or be it a community member also, or a student who is trying to get into the game night. So this bot will be active 24/7, and it will be helpful for everybody to be to navigate, to understand, and everything, right? So I mean, the bigger picture is, if you put all these things together, the podcast, short form content, the X narratives, and also game nights, this bot and all, there is actually one common thread, and that gives the answer. How does someone go from discovering MOI to actually becoming part of MOI, right? So maybe they discover MOI through a YouTube short form video, or a content narrative from X, or a friend's invite from a game night, because game night invitations have been getting distributed across the colleges and multiple mediums, right? They can talk, they can also join the Discord. So but the funnel we are trying to build is followers, not just followers, impressions, and Discord numbers, but people moving deeper into the ecosystem. So that's what we are trying to do. So yeah, I leave everyone with one thought. Maybe we have been measuring growth through things like the views and followers and stuff. But I think the next level for us is asking, what did those numbers actually change? Like, right? Did actually someone become curious? Did someone learn something, or did you meet? I mean, did someone meet someone and talked about MOI? Right? That's what we are trying to make a difference here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sai. I think very well put. Um, we really want you to truly interact with us and to find purpose in the content that we do. Um, Sai has been racking his brain trying to find content that's relatable and useful, and we really would love to know, like, who here found Moy through X, maybe YouTube, maybe Discord, somewhere else. Like he said, was it an invite? Like, how did you become a part of this community? Definitely tell us, because we want to have as many people as we can be a part of this community. But that is very exciting. I think we're always making progress, always looking to, spark some new faces in all of our mediums. So finally, today we've gone from building Moy to growing Moy to putting Moy in rooms with some very interesting people. I'm a little jealous. Piyush got to go to Coinfest Bali and he got to represent us, and he will be telling us all about it. So, super excited to hear a little bit more about your trip, about what you learned, and maybe what's in store for us next.
Yeah, 100%. I think before getting into this, one more experiment we did. It's called Scribble AI. So basically, what Sai mentioned is we are not targeting the user. We are not targeting around impressions and all. We want any agent, let's say if he were going to do something, how they can pull it up into LLMs. So how we can get citated there. So a month-long campaign is going on. So check it out. I think post this we will share about that as well. Now coming back to Coinfest Bali, that was personally my third time. Second time I was speaking there. It was pretty big, no doubt, just like how it is used to be. While these guys started from a very basic environment from Indonesia, from Jakarta specifically, and moved towards Bali. Bali is a very cultural rich place. So yeah, I mean, of course, you can experience culture, you can experience many other stuff. Where even at the Coinfest main event, they have multiple cultural stuff, which possibly I will share with the team as well, so that we can also share with our community. I started the Bali trip from 17th, where we did like a couple of side events we joined. Yeah, very interesting people from local or people who are literally staying there while traveling or something like that. Then on 19th, we had Pitch Fest, which was a demo day for many teams, where we got third in the overall, teams there. So yeah, we will unroll more stuff because we got some certain incentives for community through that, which we will of course give it back. I mean, it is given to MOI, but of course we will give it back to community. So stay tuned on that. That's a pretty interesting shield. Even we will showcase it. Yeah, I'm saying it just like I don't know if you are a Airbender, the last Airbender fan or not, but yeah, the music like around the Serve at the Pressure of Fire Lord remix was pretty popular. I was saying that to team as well. We should have the same music, but your agents are waiting to serve at leisure of the participant with Moy. So that would be fun to see how it rolls out. Yeah, we met and I presented there Moy within the VC room. And yeah, I also managed one panel with Alexis, the founder and CEO of Yellow, which itself is a big stuff. Like these guys, you can stick to the first slide, which itself, was aligned around Yellow.com is aligned around, market making. They have their own community. They have, their own network, which we have resembles. So yeah, that's the first sneak bit, like more of like that. Okay, first partner and alignment you will see sooner or later. So that was there, the Pitch Fest on the main stage of Coinfest, which was on 20. I got in two panels. One was more around India GTM. Of course, I come from India, so I can talk about India while being personally, developing since here, and then move towards the business side. So yeah, I mean, India GTM, we talked around from legal perspective to developer perspective to VC perspective. That was pretty interesting panel. We shared about the snippet of it, but I think yeah, that was a good one. That was the start for me panel there. And another panel was around why what we see around 2027, what exactly will be the user base. So most on-chain activity in 27 won't be human, right? Are we ready? So yeah, got with the interesting panelists. I was moderating it. Ploy from Tether, Daria from Dash, Kenny from Mocha Network was there. And yeah, we see alignment with all of them. So of course, Tether has the stable coin, but Tether also have QBack, which is more of like, you can run stuff locally. And yeah, we know kind of can work with them pretty interestingly in many fashion. Of course, Tether has a stable coin. Of course, when it comes to orchestrations layer down the line, stable coin is used. That panel was pretty interesting. We did first demo day at PitchFest. The second demo day we did, second day at Coinfest was 21st, which was again interesting. We met like a couple of VCs projects and couple of partners which can be aligned directly in Indonesia or Bali or otherwise. So yeah, that was a pretty productive one. Yeah, I mean, rewards, you have to see from the pitch fest how exactly that looks like. The other demo day, or the part of it where I stayed from 22nd to 24th in the TBV Tea House. So TBV is a venture and events company, but these guys used to launch their own, space where we can talk with folks very easily. It was pretty productive because it was a closed door conversation with many VCs, many projects. We did the second demo day presentation there, which was like around closed door VC conversation with around 10 VCs, coming from family office to person who have 16 companies and run their own family office, or a couple of more VCs were there in alignment. So that was also an interesting one. Yeah. Now you can go to the next slide, Ruta. So now you can see the this is the moment which Adi mentioned. The first one is more around that how the panel at the main stage was there, and the second is like the pitch fest by Delta V, Uvin Labs, and SpeedX were co-hosting it. So that's the place we got in third. So that was interesting. Other picks I'm personally still waiting. So we will share, of course, in the community. But yeah, I think Coinfest Bali was pretty productive. We have lined open with the projects, VCs on the alignment to go further. So yeah, it was pretty interesting trip, no doubt, as always, because Bali is a very cultural rich place. Like, yeah, I mean, traffic is as usual, just like India. I mean, I feel like I'm in India, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, if you travel by a scooter or something, that is much more reliable and easy to, go at events. So that's what I did, and it worked out. Yeah, I mean, the place was pretty interesting as well. They have chosen a different location this time, but yeah, I think it was pretty interesting. I will also drop my whole photo bomb with all folks I have met with, and previous folks who I've known, like friends and all, which we met again. So that was an interesting, rundown. While we had a word with VCs, even like exchanges were interested, where they are talking about AI and Web3 wars on their exchange. I would not name that one because it's in discussion and they haven't made that live. But yeah, possibly AI versus human is a good thing, but can we do, that, okay, AI can work on behalf of human. So that's the core thing which MOI brings to the table, which I spreaded. And yeah, I think MOI team will be coming down more, but I think Coinfest Bali was a good start. I think when it comes to spreading the word with the great people there. And yeah, I think stay tuned. More updates around the events, photos. You will see. I think yeah, that's it from my end. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Sounds like a very exciting trip. Sounds like a very productive trip. Super excited to see, what comes next with all of that. So, really, really well said. I'm excited to see more pictures. I know the community is excited to see more pictures. Maybe you have some scooter pictures. So, would love to see anything and everything. But I think, in the interest of time, to now seems like a good time to wrap up. Today, our community has heard a little bit about everything we've shipped across the protocol, to what's happening with our builder series, to our agent launchpad, and what the team is building or how our community is growing, and of course, all that we just did and heard from Piyush literally last week. So I think the biggest takeaway is that Moy is moving and we want you guys to move with us. And that's really what today's theme was, building in public is about, because we want you to see what we're working on, try what we're shipping, tell us what you think, and ultimately be a part of whatever growth and whatever comes next. So before you leave, definitely make sure that you're either subscribed to our channel and follow our channels, our LinkedIn page, our X page, join our Discord because you never know what's popping up. We're trying to do all sorts of things all the time. So it's super exciting and we want to hear back from you guys. So a huge thank you to everybody today who took the time to join us. Definitely share this video when it comes out on YouTube to anybody that couldn't make it. But we'll be back with community call number 14 next month with even more to share. So until then, stay curious, keep building, keep experimenting, and we're so glad you guys are here with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.